video has been a long time coming, and it's because it's for a very niche hobby, film collecting specifically. And this video is actually going to be about displaying your IMAX film, because I've been collecting IMAX film for about 10 years now. I also collect 35mm, but IMAX makes up a majority of my collection, and it's what I display. When I first started working on how to display things, at that point, which was around 2020, I didn't see anyone else doing this, so I was jumping off from nothing. So I've posted my collection on Reddit several times, and every instance I get comments asking about my display practices, and I figured that the best way to respond would just be make a video covering everything that I do. So let's start with the glass cabinet. And unfortunately, it's a little counterintuitive to talk about the glass cabinet, because it's a discontinued item from IKEA named the Detolf, the iconic glass cabinet that existed for quite a while. I think I got the cabinet around 2020, height of the pandemic, shortly after they got rid of it. But the thing is that you can use any glass cabinet. Luckily, this one works perfectly for the dimensions of everything that's housed in it, but most cabinets would suffice. You just need to make sure that everything you put inside obviously fits. And IKEA also has an alternate cabinet now, so I'm pretty sure that one would work just fine. It's just that some of these things that I use inside, you might have to find different dimensions so that you can work with them. So that's the cabinet. This is a 4-tiered cabinet, and I think it's very important that you get a cabinet that has several tiers, because then obviously you can display things on different levels, and you can shake things up a bit, move things around every now and then, do whatever you please. So it's a 4-tier cabinet, and on each shelf I have an acrylic stand. The acrylic stands are from Amazon. These are the kinds of stands you would usually find in department stores, especially makeup department stores, where you would find mascara, eyeliner, any kind of tube makeup would be placed on these shelves. But I found them to be the perfect dimension. Again, talking about dimensions, you need to make sure that everything fits in the glass cabinet. These stands in particular fit perfectly, and these stands specifically are 5 tiers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I use the shelf of the cabinet as the 6th tier. It does take a while to assemble. It's a little pain in the ass, but it looks nice. So those are the stands, and pretty much everything in my display system is acrylic or glass. I've just found those to be the best things to obviously keep out water, keep out dust, and you can see the film through them. So now let's talk about these specific acrylic blocks. One of the first things that I acquired in my journey of film collecting was this Dunkirk film strip enclosed in lucite. So as you can see, it's not getting out. This thing is in there forever. But I wanted something similar to this that wasn't as expensive, wasn't as heavy, but just as durable and just as transparent. This is a 4-frame strip, and in my research I came across a 4x10 acrylic magnet block that could house a 3-frame film strip. So this block is 4 inches by 10 inches, and it works perfectly for a film strip of this size, a 3-frame film strip. But as you can see, a majority of my collection are 4-frame strips. And if I wanted to house something that was 4 frames, obviously it wouldn't fit in here without part of it popping out. And you don't want that. So knowing that I wanted something that was acrylic, that didn't exist in those dimensions, I did some research and I came across a company called Fixture Displays. And I reached out to the owner of that company, his name is Alan, and I sent him a picture of this, and I said, would you be able to make an acrylic block with magnet enclosing so it could snap in place and keep the film intact in the dimensions of this? So I sent him a diagram, I sent him the dimensions, and after a little back and forth, he sent me the prototype. And that's what's ended up here. And obviously now, because that is the only thing that can house a 4-frame film strip, I've seen a lot of people using them, which makes me happy, but it's crazy that something like that never existed before. So that covers 4 frame strips. This is lucite. Again, lucite, acrylic. Everything that I use, with the exception of this, is acrylic. So this is a 4-frame film strip enclosed in lucite. Everything else is acrylic. Every now and then you might come across a film strip that is 2 frames, or you might just want to display 2 separate frames in a smaller block. Luckily, a 4x6 acrylic block also exists on Amazon. By the way, I'll be linking everything in the description below, obviously with the exception of the Detolf. It really is a shame that they got rid of that. But yeah, 4 inches by 6 inches acrylic blocks are perfect solutions for single frames, or if you have a 2-frame strip, it fits in horizontally just nicely as well. So those are all of the blocks, the stands, the cabinet, but obviously this is film we're talking about. If you want to view it, you need light. So what I ended up doing was I put a large light beam behind this shelf, but because it's so close to the shelf, it creates a harsh light on one side of the film, or one side of the cabinet, and it doesn't evenly disperse elsewhere. So to counteract that, I cut out a piece of muslin, also got it from Amazon, to fit the dimensions of the back, and I just taped it to the back. And then on top of the cabinet, I have mounted puck lights for additional ambiance lighting that can also provide a low-key alternative if I want to turn off the backlight. It's a very DIY process, but obviously if you put in the time, you put in the care, it can look really nice. So I've been collecting film for a while now, and I just figured, why not make a video that could showcase best practices and what I think is the best way to display your film proudly. So hopefully you found this informative, and obviously if you have any questions, comment below.